Just when millions of Americans thought they couldn't catch a break with rising costs, something extraordinary is happening this October 2025. Social Security recipients, SSI beneficiaries, and SSDI claimants are about to experience what many are calling the most significant payment adjustment in recent memory. But here's what's truly fascinating. It's not just about the numbers. Behind these changes lies a story of unprecedented economic shifts, political maneuvering, and a complete reimagining of how we support our most vulnerable citizens. The details I'm about to share aren't just important. They could literally change the financial future for millions of Americans. And what's even more intriguing? Some of these changes weren't even on anyone's radar just a few months ago. Before we dive deep into these game-changing developments, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. This way, you'll never miss out on crucial updates that could affect your benefits. Trust me, with how rapidly things are changing, you'll want to stay informed. Let's start with the bombshell announcement that's got everyone talking: the new supplemental payment structure. Starting October 2025, Social Security recipients are seeing their checks reflect the full impact of the latest COLA adjustment, which was finalized in late 2024. This isn't your typical cost of living increase. The combination of persistent inflation and unique economic conditions led to one of the most substantial adjustments we've seen in years. But here's where it gets really interesting. Remember those heated congressional debates about Social Security reform? Well, they finally bore fruit. The Emergency Supplemental Payment Program, which was hotly contested throughout 2024, has finally been implemented. This means that beneficiaries with the lowest income levels are receiving additional support on top of their regular benefits. You might be wondering, what exactly does this mean for your monthly check? Let's break it down. The average Social Security recipient is seeing an increase that accounts for both the COLA adjustment and the new supplemental program. For many seniors, this translates to several $100s more per month compared to early 2024. But there's a catch, and this is something many news outlets aren't talking about. These increases are being rolled out in phases. Speaking of phases, let's talk about the new verification system that's being implemented alongside these changes. Some of you might have already received letters about this. Don't worry, it's not as complicated as it sounds. The Social Security Administration has streamlined the process, making it easier for beneficiaries to confirm their eligibility for these new supplemental payments. But there's a crucial deadline you need to know about, and I'll get to that in just a moment. For SSI recipients, the changes are even more significant. The resource limits that have been unchanged for decades, finally, they're being adjusted for inflation. This means you can have more in savings without losing your benefits. It's a change that advocacy groups have been fighting for years to achieve. But here's the thing, you might need to take specific actions to fully benefit from these new limits. SSDI beneficiaries, you haven't been forgotten. The trial work period thresholds have been adjusted, making it easier to test your ability to work without immediately losing benefits. This is part of a broader initiative to help disability beneficiaries who want to return to work do so without facing a financial cliff. Now, let's address something that's causing quite a bit of confusion: the new payment schedule. The Social Security Administration has implemented a modified distribution system to handle these new supplemental payments more efficiently. Some beneficiaries will see their payment dates shift slightly. Don't panic if your payment arrives on a different day than usual. This is part of the planned changes. Here's something fascinating that many people don't realize. These changes are actually part of a larger economic strategy. The increased benefits are expected to inject billions into local economies, particularly in areas with high concentrations of seniors and disability beneficiaries. Think about it. When seniors have more money to spend, local businesses benefit, creating a positive ripple effect throughout communities. But let's get to what you're probably most curious about: the exact numbers. The base SSI payment has seen a significant increase. And when combined with state supplements in applicable areas, many recipients are seeing the highest payment levels in the program's history. However, these amounts vary based on several factors, including your living arrangement and other income sources. Here's something crucial that you need to know. There are new reporting requirements coming into effect. These are designed to prevent benefit overpayments, which became a major issue in 2024. The good news? The new online reporting system makes it much easier to stay compliant. But you'll need to familiarize yourself with these changes to avoid any interruptions in your payments. For those of you receiving both Social Security and SSI, often called concurrent beneficiaries, there are special considerations. The new rules about how these benefits interact might mean you're eligible for higher combined payments than before. But here's the catch. You might need to proactively contact the Social Security Administration to ensure you're getting everything you're entitled to. Let's talk about Medicare for a moment, because these changes don't exist in isolation. The new benefit amounts have implications for Medicare premiums and extra help qualifications. The good news is that the Medicare savings programs have expanded their income limits, meaning more beneficiaries qualify for help with their medical expenses. Now, I know some of you are wondering about the sustainability of these increases. Here's the reality. These changes are funded through a combination of reformed tax provisions and adjusted program efficiencies. The legislators behind these changes included specific funding mechanisms to ensure these benefits remain stable. Most overlooked aspects of these changes is the new appeals process. If you think you're not receiving the correct payment amount, there's now a streamlined system for requesting a review. This is particularly important given the complexity of these new changes. For those of you caring for disabled family members, there are new provisions you need to know about. The caregiver support payments, which were piloted in select states during 2024, are being rolled out nationwide. This could mean additional financial support for those of you providing essential care to family members. Here's something interesting. The Social Security Administration has created a new online portal specifically for managing these enhanced benefits. It's more user-friendly than previous systems, but there are some important security measures you'll need to navigate. Don't worry, I'll walk you through those in a future video. Let's talk about state supplements for a moment. Several states have adjusted their supplemental payment amounts in response to these federal changes. This means that, depending on where you live, you might see even larger increases than what's being reported at the national level. One of the most significant yet underreported aspects of these changes is the new rapid reconsideration process for denied claims. This is particularly relevant for SSDI applicants who faced historically long wait times for appeals. For those of you wondering about back payments, yes, some of these changes are retroactive. However, the rules about who qualifies for retroactive payments are quite specific. The key is understanding whether your particular situation meets the criteria for back pay under these new regulations. Now, let's address something that's causing anxiety for many beneficiaries: how these increases affect other benefits like SNAP or housing assistance. The good news is that special provisions were included to prevent these increased payments from disrupting other essential benefits, but there are some important details you need to know. Here's a critical point about the new income reporting thresholds. They've been adjusted to account for inflation, but they're also more strictly enforced. This means you have more flexibility in earning income, but you also need to be more diligent about reporting changes. For those of you who receive benefits through representative payees, there are new responsibilities and protections in place. These changes aim to provide better oversight while making it easier for payees to manage benefits effectively. Let's not forget about the new Emergency Advance Payment System. This allows beneficiaries facing certain hardships to access some of their benefits early, but it's crucial to understand the specific qualifying conditions. As we wrap up, let me emphasize something important. These changes represent a significant shift in how our society supports seniors and disabled individuals. While the immediate financial benefits are clear, the long-term implications for social support programs are even more profound. I know this is a lot to take in, and you probably have questions about how these changes specifically affect your situation. That's why I want to hear from you in the comments below. What aspects of these changes impact you the most? Are you seeing the benefits of these new programs? Share your experiences and questions. Your input helps me create content that addresses your most pressing concerns. Don't forget to hit that like button if you found this information helpful, and subscribe to stay updated on all these changes as they continue to roll out. Remember, understanding your benefits is crucial to maximizing what you're entitled to receive. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video with more updates and detailed explanations about specific aspects of these changes.